Hey guys, how's it going? Man, I hope you're doing great. I hope you're doing well. Guys, we're going to get back on the 04 GT. If you can see on this table back here, we got a ton of parts. I'll show you what some of that is here in just a minute. But we've got a bunch of stuff. I had to build me a shelf out of some spare lumber just to get everything up off the ground and get everything stored neatly. So I'll show you what we got and what we got to look forward to on the 04 GT. So guys, we got quite a few things in for the Mustang GT as well. We took a trip down to Ocala to the National Parts Depot, and we picked us up a brand new bumper cover. We got us a left fender for the 04 GT, and I've got a ton of parts up here for the 04 GT. We got AC parts, we got suspension parts, we got body parts. I went ahead and bought us some lower control arms. So like I say guys, I went ahead, I bought us some new A-arms. You know, the bushings that are in the car, they're over 20 years old. And you can replace these bushings. The bushings are a little bit cheaper. You know, I didn't really have the tool to take them out and put them in. My ball joints, I feel like are in good shape, but the rubber grommets are rotted. I believe you can buy those rubber grommets, but you still have to take everything loose. So I've been watching these things on Rock Auto, and you know, got a good name brand here. So I just waited. I said, you know what, I'll just buy the whole unit, just unbolt it, bolt it back in. I won't worry with pressing the bushings in and out and the ball joint. That's just my personal preference. You can change all that, especially if you have the tools, and probably save you a little bit of money. But I just went ahead and opted for this. And of course we bought left and right. So, all right guys. So guys, what we're going to be working on today is I bought a new AC compressor, and it came with a new line. And also, not that the condenser was leaking, but I went ahead and bought a new condenser for the front because it is 20 years old. And also, the reason this is all being done is when I bought the AC worked great. When I went to the burnout competition at Fussell Tire, me and my buddy, we drove the car. It was getting fairly hot, and when we drove back home, I noticed the AC was not cooling very well. And after further inspection, I got to looking, and our AC compressor, the front seal on the AC compressor was leaking. There was oil all over the front, some of it slung up on the frame. And yes, you can replace that seal, but my mentality is, even though sometimes it's not always the right thing to do, is to go ahead and just, if I got to take the AC compressor off, I'm just going to go ahead and replace it. It's 20 years old. But I will say, guys, sometimes you think you're doing good by replacing older parts. You know, even though they're still working, you're thinking, oh man, these parts is old. Sometimes you're better off, you know, with the older part. So time will tell. We bought us a new compressor, and it came with a new accumulator and everything. So what the task is going to be today is I'm going to replace our compressor. This is not a rebuild, it's a new one. Maybe that'll, you know, give us an advantage, don't know. And plus we've got a brand new accumulator as well. So we're going to get all this installed onto the 04 GT. And guys, I'm not really going to go through, you know, what all it takes. I've told you guys before, YouTube has a ton of videos on how to do AC swaps, even AC compressor swaps, and just various components of the AC. The YouTube algorithm is full of them. So I'm just going to show you what we're doing. And, you know, I have my own way of doing things, whether they're right or wrong, you know. So I'm just going to show you the updates that we do on this car. I'm not necessarily going to go through play-by-play on what to do. I'm just keeping you guys informed that what we're doing on this car, the upgrades, the stuff that we're doing to make this car roadworthy and hopefully ride around in some cooler temperatures in that cab than what we have now. All right, guys, let's get started. Hey guys, also before if you decide to work on your AC at home on whatever vehicle it may be, make sure you go to a automotive repair shop and get your Freon evacuated out of the system. That way you don't let it into the atmosphere. My guy, he usually will just evacuate the system for me. He usually doesn't charge me anything because usually there's some Freon left in the system. Even though the car may not be cooling, the AC may not be cooling, there still could be refrigerant left in the system. You don't want to turn that loose to the atmosphere. Plus, you could unhook one of these connector fittings and that little bit of pressure could blow oil all over you, make a mess, and everything else. So just a heads up there. Make sure that you have the car evacuated before you, the system evacuated before you attempt to start taking anything apart. So guys, I want to show you something real quick on this dryer accumulator for these Mustangs, especially on this 04 GT. This thing was brutal. So what I done, if you look right there, there is a stud, and this goes around, and it's the clamp that holds the accumulator. I had to loosen it all the way up. So I got some curved, and I was able to lightly push, because you don't want to damage the evaporator inside the car, but I was able to get those curved, and by loosening that bracket, I was able to wiggle this back and forth, apply a little pressure, and was able to get this thing free. So my suggestion is to loosen that clamp all the way. These were pretty tight as well. I was able to get them off, but that was the thing, because it was so close to the firewall. But with these curved pliers and that tool that I have, it's probably not the best tool. A regular AC tool may work. That's just what I had. But anyways, that helped me get this accumulator freed up and out of the way. All right, guys, as you can see, we got the new condenser in there. I got the radiator reservoir, got everything tidied back up. I'm gonna leave this air box off so I can have some more light when I change out the compressor. So I'm just gonna go ahead and leave this air box off for now. And we'll get the car up in the air and we'll change the compressor. All right, guys, now it's time to get this compressor on the Mustang. All right, guys, we got it all back together, and we're going to run it up to my buddy's shop, same one that I got to pull the vacuum and evacuate what little Freon was in there. And get him to pull a vacuum on it, make sure there's no moisture, make sure there's no leaks, and we'll get it charged up, and hopefully we're good to go. All right, guys, let's check it out. Ooh, guys, went to my buddy's shop, pulled a vacuum, everything looked good, put the right amount of 134A Freon. There we go, guys. That's what I'm talking about right there. Woo, we feeling good. I'm sure that's not no 29 degrees, but you get the point. You're supposed to, I guess this is supposed to be putting on something solid there. Let me get it right there in the middle. Wow. Guys, that's awesome. All right, guys. Man, it feels good to have AC back in this car again. Woo, especially here in Florida. All right, guys, I just wanted to put this video on here for some of you that are following along our journey with the 04 GT and what we're doing and what we got coming for it. We've got a ton of parts over there, a lot of suspension parts, so we got a lot of work ahead of us. So I just want to keep you guys informed that's following this. And those of you that like the videos, those of you that share the videos, thank you so much. You already know the ones that subscribe. You guys, y'all are awesome, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart. We got a couple more things coming, got some more videos coming, so stay tuned. All right, guys, I cannot wait to see y'all in the next video. Have a good one, guys.